Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. This time we're looking at Batman the Knight issue 2. This is a 2021 series from DC Comics. It's a 10-issue miniseries written by Chip Zdarsky, art and cover by Carmine Di Giandomenico, colors by Ivan Plascencia, lettering by Pat Brosseau, edited by Ben Abernathy. So Bruce Wayne has run off to Paris to try and learn some new skills. He's about 18 years old, 20 maybe, during this I guess. Now he didn't tell Alfred he was going, but he trained for 2 weeks with some swordsman, and apparently he just tells everybody who he is because there's no sense that he created a false identity or anything like that, which is kind of stupid. So everybody in these books would know that Bruce Wayne's Batman. They would figure it out pretty quick. At any rate, he sees a cat burglar and tries to arrest her for some reason in a foreign country that makes no sense. She catches up with him and decides she wants to train him. Meanwhile, there's a string of murders in Paris, and that is where we meet Ducard, who also did work with Batman at one point, training him. So I'm not sure how that's going to play into this. But this woman, the Grey Shadow, teaches him to be a cat burglar and sneak around. But things go wrong during a heist, and some really bad stuff's looking like it's going to go down. Good cliffhanger ending. Overall, a pretty solid story. It does need a few things kind of hammered out, like the fact that everybody's going to know who Bruce Wayne is as Batman, because they're going to figure it out, because he doesn't seem to use any fake names or anything. So I think they need to elaborate on that a little bit more and kind of make him less stupid. He's supposed to be a very intelligent person, and he comes off kind of a incompetent twit in some of these circumstances. Like, he's not that dumb. He should be able to kind of piece together the idea that maybe he should pretend he's not the richest man on the planet. But overall, I think it's a pretty fun story. It's just a different take on Batman than I would have expected, but there's a decent amount of action. I don't hate it. It's just kind of middle of the road so far. Maybe issue 3 will be better, but I think there's just a few things that I would rather have changed in this to make it a little bit more that he's a little bit more mysterious and a little bit smarter with common sense. But I like Zdarsky's work. He's doing a pretty decent job. I just have a few personal qualms with it. So it's not bad. Is it worth $5? I think the art drags it down significantly because it's a very manga influenced art style, and I think that actually hurts the book. It's not a very clean style. People's proportions look a little weird at times, and their faces look very cartoonish, and I don't think that really helps the book. I think if they had a cleaner art style on it that was less sketchy, it would probably be better. The cover's really boring too. All the covers that I've seen so far have been really insanely boring. They tell you nothing about the story. There's no sense of peril or adventure. They're just boring, and this one is no exception. 2 people jumping between buildings. Yeah, that scene kind of takes place in the book at least, but it's a boring cover. There's no sense of peril or adventure. It just looks like 2 morons jumping. I wasn't sold on that. And for $5, I think you have to sell me a little bit better on the covers. So I don't think it's worth $5, but it is a decent read. This might be one worth picking up in trade cheap instead, and that's looking the direction that I'm leaning towards. So I'll see how issue 3 goes, but so far it's not bad. It's not great. It's just middle of the road. Slightly above that, I would say. It's worth reading, but not something I would rush out to grab. That'll do it for this one. Thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future reviews. If you'd like to help the channel out in other ways, links are in the description to various support methods, and as always, we hope to see you on the next one.